There's something strange that happens when you finally start choosing yourself. For years, you might have been the reliable one, the one who adapts, understands, explains, and makes things easier for everyone else. So when that same person suddenly pauses, when they stop fixing everything and stop bending themselves into smaller shapes, it doesn't just surprise other people, sometimes it shocks you too. It isn't freedom at first, it isn't relief, it's guilt. That sinking feeling that whispers, am I being selfish? Or am I letting people down? Maybe you felt it right after you say no. It's when you stop adjusting just to keep someone else comfortable. It can sneak up on you even when you know logically you're doing the right thing. I know that feeling. I've spent years giving my all, my love, my attention, and my energy. In relationships, at work, in moments where I thought if I just tried harder, I'd finally be seen. And when I started stepping back, even slightly, the guilt was heavy. It's not guilt because you're hurting anyone intentionally. It's guilt because you're breaking a pattern you've built for so long. When a behaviour has been part of your identity for years, changing it can feel almost like betrayal. Your mind has been trained to associate being good with being accommodating. So the moment you act differently, your nervous system reacts as if you've done something wrong, even when you haven't. A pattern that made you the one who always adjusted, always forgave, always gave more. And that's the tricky part, because for so long you might have believed without anyone ever saying it outright that love, loyalty and being good meant self-sacrifice. You learned to smooth things over, to hold space for others, and to carry what wasn't yours. So when you finally pause, when you finally protect yourself, it feels strange, even wrong. But choosing yourself isn't about becoming selfish. It's about recognizing that constantly putting yourself last eventually erodes your sense of identity. When your energy is always flowing outward, you slowly lose connection with what you actually feel, want, and need. And no healthy relationship can exist when one person is quietly disappearing inside it. But here's what you need to hear. Guilt doesn't always mean you're doing something wrong. Sometimes it's just a sign that you're doing something different, especially in relationships. Because when you've been the one who always compromises, explains, and always gives the benefit of the doubt, choosing yourself can suddenly make you look like the difficult one. Not because you changed overnight, but because the dynamic did. It's a sign you're breaking free from a pattern that's quietly been shaping your life. It's uncomfortable, yes, but that discomfort is also proof that you're learning to honour your own heart. Proof that you're starting to set boundaries without apology. And boundaries doesn't always look dramatic. Choosing not to explain yourself again, not to chase a conversation, choosing to step back and observe instead of fixing everything. Those small moments are often where the real shift begins. Proof that you're finally giving yourself the attention and care you've been so quick to offer everyone else. And the most beautiful part? As you keep choosing yourself, you start to notice the subtle shifts. You notice the quiet relief of your mind, the peace of knowing that your presence doesn't have to be earned by exhaustion. The guilt will whisper and the old patterns will try to pull you back, but over time you start to feel lighter. Because something important starts happening. You realise that the world doesn't collapse when you stop overgiving. The people who genuinely care about you adjust, and the ones who only benefited from your constant availability reveal themselves. You start to recognise what it actually feels like to be held by your own care. And that's when it hits. You start to notice the difference. Some people expected you to give endlessly, and that felt safe for them. But the people who are meant to stay, they don't need you to lose yourself to be loved. And in that realisation, you finally see yourself. For me, that moment wasn't dramatic. Just the realisation that I had spent years making sure everyone else felt understood, while rarely allowing the same understanding for myself. And once you notice that imbalance, you can't really unsee it. The one who's always given, cared and felt deeply, and now finally you're giving that care back to yourself. So if you're sitting there right now feeling that subtle guilt, noticing it, letting it exist for a moment, know this. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not selfish. You're not too much. You are human. You're remembering that your love, empathy, and depth, they are yours first. And that's exactly what you needed all along. Thank you for staying and listening. If this conversation resonated with you, you might also want to watch the next video, Know Your Worth Without Apologising for It. If you'd like to support this space, you can like, comment and subscribe. It genuinely helps us reach other people who might be sitting with the same questions. If you enjoy my content and would like to support the channel, you can leave a little tip via the PayPal link in the description. And if you want to be here for the next conversation, you can turn on notifications. Your support doesn't just help the channel grow, it reminds me that I'm not the only one thinking about these things quietly. And that matters more than you know. Sending you all so much love. Until next time, keep becoming.